Hello and Namaskar. Welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to talk about the economics class ninth, and in particular, we are going to talk about the first chapter of the economics. Now, as you know, economics is very important for the civil services examination, and the class ninth is the first kind of series of the economics in the NCERT, right? That is why we are going to discuss the ninth class NCERT. When we talk about the NCERT, then we have four chapters, right? In the class ninth NCERT, we have the story of village Palampur, we have people as resource, we have the poverty as challenge, and then we have the food security in India. Security in India. All of these four chapters basically tell you the complete details of, they give you the basic understanding, I would say, of what exactly is the economics, right? Now, this particular course is being presented by me, Mukesh Rana. I have 2+ years of teaching experience. I have 4.5 years of exam preparation experience. I am a diploma engineer. That is, I've done diploma in mechanical engineering. And I have also completed my bachelor's in commerce. I'm currently pursuing my master's in economics and a CS certification course, which will basically make me a company secretary, right? Now, this is not just a secretary, this is the company secretary, right? The company secretary has all the laws, all the information of the laws, company laws, and he or she can also fight in the NCLT courts, right? So this is the basic information about me. Let's now talk about the first chapter, which is the story of village Palampur. Now, we are not going to get into the complete story of it. We will not fancy about it. We will not extend this particular lecture to just 50 minutes and it's saying nothing at all. We are going to just get into the basic concepts which this particular chapter explains us, because remember, we are not in the ninth class. We are preparing for the civil services examination, right? So now let's talk about this particular chapter. Now, first, we will understand the overview of this particular chapter. So, the purpose of the story in this particular regard is to introduce some basic concepts relating to production, and this we go through a hypothetical village called the Palampur. Now, this particular village is explaining us the basics of the economies, and this particular village is a farming village, which means that 75% of the all the activities are the farming activities. And apart from it, we also have the some of the small scale manufacturing, we have dairies, we have transport as well. Now, these production activities need various types of resources, that is natural resources, man-made items, human efforts, money, etc. And for that we need the production, and this is the basic essence of it. We need to understand the factors of the production, all the resources that lead to the production of any kind of resource or any kind of want, or it fulfills any kind of want of the humans. Now, the aim of the production is to produce the goods and services that we want, and there are four requirements for the production of the goods and services. First requirement is the land. You need the land on which the industry is going to be set up, on which the economic activity is going to happen, and this will be the first factor of the production. The second factor of production we have is the labor. You need someone in order to achieve that particular activity, because without labor you will be left with just a barren land, which is of no use to the humans, right? And the third one we need is the capital. We need money to set up any kind of industry. We need money in order to produce any kind of farming activity. If you don't have money, if you don't have the capital, then what is going to happen? Nothing is going to get produced. And then we need the entrepreneurship. We need some very high risk taking capability people who are going to take the risk, who are going to employ all of these resources, land, labor, and capital. They are going to buy the land, they are going to bring in the labor, then they are going to invest some kind of capital. This is basically the entrepreneurship, right? And four of these are known as the factors of the production. So every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital, and human capital, which are known as the factors of production. Human capital means what? Entrepreneurship, right? Let's talk about them in detail now. First requirement is the land. So the first requirement is land and other natural resources such as water, forest, and minerals, raw material, everything. This is known as the land. The second factor of production is the labor. Now labor basically means people who will do the work, and we have three kinds of labors. The first one is the unskilled labor, second is the semi-skilled labor, then we have the skilled labors. Unskilled labors who do not have that kind of educational background, who do not have any kind of specialization in any kind of any kind of field. The second one are the semi-skilled workers, basically who are doing the ITIs, polytechnics, and all of these things, and they are known as the semi-skilled laborers. Then we have the skilled laborers, basically the engineers and every kind of graduate and everything. They are the skilled laborers. So these are the three kinds of labors which we talk about in the factors of the production. Right now, let's talk about the third factor of production, that is the capital. And capital now basically is of two types, that is the fixed capital and the working capital. Fixed capital means tools, machines, buildings, all of these things, computers, generators, all of this is fixed capital. It remains fixed, right? You are invested, you invest the money in them at a certain period of time before the start of the business, and then that is going to become the fixed capital. The other kind of capital we have is the working capital. We need raw materials. We need to buy raw materials every single day or weekly or yearly, right? But we need to work on them. We need some kind of capital to work upon the resources we have. So the production requires a variety of raw materials such as yarn used by the weavers and the clay used by the potters. Also, some money is always required during the production to make payments and buy other necessary items. So raw materials and money in hand are called the working capital. So these are two kinds of capital which have been talked about in this particular chapter, fixed capital and the working capital. We have talked about the third factor of production, that is capital. Let's now talk about the fourth production factor of production, that is entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is the activity of setting up a business enterprise by a person who is known as the entrepreneur, right? And he basically combines all of these resources, that is the land capital and labor, in order to produce something, right? So these are the four factors of the production that have been talked about in this particular chapter, and these are very important for us in our understanding regarding it. There are other things as well. For example, the farming in the labor in the Palampur is being talked about in this particular chapter. It basically says that the land is fixed, and further the land cannot be mobile as well, right? So is there any, and it also talks about the fact that is there any way one can grow more from the same land. It also talks about will the land sustain. It also answers the question of how is land distributed between the farmers of the Palampur, and who will provide the labor. So the capital needed in farming is also talked about in this particular chapter, but these are not important for us. What's important for us is to understand these four factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. And this is what we have talked about, right? So this is it regarding this particular chapter, and this is it regarding this particular video. So thank you from my side. Do like and share the video and subscribe to this channel. Have a good day. Bye.